Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to pass your ScotRail interview. So if you have a train operating company interview coming up for ScotRail and you need to prepare for both the most common and tough competency interview questions for any role at ScotRail, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I'll cover. I'll start off by giving you a list of ScotRail interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I'll then provide you with example high scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. Plus, I'll also make sure to give you some essential tips for passing your ScotRail interview before finally telling you how you can download further resources including all of the answers to help you to prepare. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your ScotRail interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button, because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's dive straight into the tutorial. The first ScotRail interview question to prepare for is, what do you know about ScotRail as an organisation? Now, you must showcase that you've done plenty of research about the company in your answer here. So take a look at ScotRail's website, take a look at their About Us page, the latest news stories and their social media channels. Impress the hiring manager by sharing facts about the company, because this shows that you truly care about the company and that you're not just interested in a paycheck. That's going to make you be that standout candidate. So let's take a look at a brilliant example answer to help you. What do you know about ScotRail as an organisation? ScotRail is part of ScotRail Trains Limited, which is owned by the Scottish Government and operates all rail services in Scotland. ScotRail employs over 5,000 people in varied and essential roles to ensure that the rail network efficiently operates to deliver over 2,000 services each day and over 100 million passengers each year. The network stretches Scotland's entire length and breadth, as far west as Stranraer to far north as Thurso. Having been a passenger in your service area for many years, I've always been impressed by your staff's high standards and friendliness, which I think can be attributed to your company's values. The core values of customer driven, encouraging, collaborative and honest and bold impress me. I also share these values, and if I'm successful with my application, I will look forward to demonstrating these values in my role to support my colleagues and provide a professional and first-class service to the customers. I'd be immensely proud to work for ScotRail in this role. Wow, what a brilliant answer to that interview question. Let's move on to the next one. Why do you want to work for ScotRail? Now, this interview question is a tough one, and one that is going to be asked. It's designed to weed out those who are applying en masse to all train operating companies up and down the United Kingdom, and the hiring managers instead want to find those that truly respect and have a passion to want to work for ScotRail. So you must demonstrate your passion for working for their TOC, show that you understand their brand and reputation, and that you have a commitment to wanting to work for ScotRail for the long term. That is really important. So here's a brilliant example answer to help you. Why do you want to work for ScotRail? I want to work for ScotRail for several reasons. Firstly, I live within your service area and have been a customer for many years, and I've always been impressed by the friendliness of your staff and your company's commitment to providing a safe and reliable service to its customers. I am passionate about the railway industry, and I truly believe that ScotRail is a train operating company that epitomises excellence and innovation. The strong diversity, inclusion and culture of ScotRail is another thing that strikes me as impressive. I believe that I would flourish in a setting that promotes cooperation and respect for one another, since I'm someone who values these qualities in the workplace. I'm also aware that ScotRail promotes growth from within, and having reached out to current and former staff on LinkedIn, all your staff had nothing but positive things to say about the company and the opportunities you provided. This appeals to me, as I'm always keen to take on new challenges to hone my skills further and develop professionally for years to come. I am someone who has high standards and who takes great pride in delivering excellent customer service. Therefore, your value, customer driven, really stood out to me, as it means you focus on the customer first and foremost in everything you do. After all, without the customers using the service, there would not be a viable business. So it's vital that everyone in the ScotRail team focuses on customer satisfaction. ScotRail's dedication to sustainability and efforts to lessen its environmental effect also appeal to me. I think that the company's long-term success and reputation depend on this sustainability approach, and I would like to be a part of a company that's positive and forward-thinking about the future of transportation. Overall, I think ScotRail has a long-standing history and is a business that values its customers, its workforce and its impact on the world, and I'm excited about the prospect of contributing to the company's continued success. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 35 ScotRail interview questions and answers for all job roles to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones we're covering right now. Okay, here's the next ScotRail interview question for you. Do you think safety is important within the transport industry? Now, being a safety-focused employee is essential for working in the rail and transport industry. Therefore, you must show that you can follow rules and procedures and that you would never compromise safety. Show that you understand the importance of safety, its impact, how you'll always follow the rules and procedures, and demonstrate that you've been doing so in previous job roles. So here's a brilliant example answer to help you. Do you think safety is important within the transport industry? Absolutely. Safety is the most important aspect of the industry and is there to protect passengers, staff, and the general public. It is vital that any company providing transport services has a thorough safety policy and ensures that all members of staff adhere to this at all times. Failure to follow safety policies can result in serious risk to someone and could have far-reaching effect on the organisation. I fully understand that ScotRail operates in an industry that requires that all members of staff adhere strictly to all safety policies and procedures. I come from a background which required me to work to strict safety policies and guidelines, and if successful, you could always rely on me to not only follow safety procedures, but also ensure that others around me also adhere to company policy. So the next ScotRail interview question to prepare for is, tell me the 3 things you would bring to the role if successful. Now, this interview question is being asked as the hiring manager wants to assess 2 things. Number 1, your level of self-awareness, and number 2, whether you can add value to their team. Now, if you can describe the 3 things that you can bring to the role clearly, it shows that you're aware of your strengths and what you can bring to their team. So here's a great example answer to help you. Tell me the 3 main things you would bring to the role if successful. Apart from having the required skills and experience to perform the role professionally, the 3 main things I'll bring to ScotRail are as follows. Firstly, I will have a commitment to ensuring that the customer's needs are at the forefront of everything I do as an employee with your train operating company. I have experience in customer-facing roles, including hospitality and retail, which has allowed me to build a strong comprehension of the skills required for success in this position. I'm also an experienced collaborator and enjoy collaborating as a team to achieve a shared objective. I understand that within the role I would undertake, it is vital to ensure that the services run efficiently, so I'd always ensure that the work I carried out alongside my colleagues would be to the highest standards possible and to the correct procedure. I'm also an excellent communicator, and I'm confident when communicating with people from diverse backgrounds and cultures. In a workplace as fast-paced and dynamic as the railway industry, I know how critical excellent communication is. I have confidence in my abilities to interact with co-workers, passengers and other stakeholders in a professional and polite manner, keeping everyone informed and current at all times. So the 3 main things I'll bring to ScotRail if you hire me are customer focus, teamwork skills and solid communication abilities, and with these, I'm confident that I could make a positive contribution to the company if given the opportunity. Okay, the next ScotRail interview question is, how would you deal with a difficult or frustrated customer? What would you consider when dealing with them and why? Now, dealing with difficult customers is a reality that many employees face. The hiring manager at ScotRail will want to know that you will remain calm and professional and represent their company in a positive light at all times. It is therefore essential to demonstrate that you will not be reactive or respond negatively. Instead, show that you have good customer service and communication skills and that you're aware that you are representing the company and can follow their policies. So here is a brilliant example answer to help you. How would you deal with a difficult or frustrated customer? What would you consider when dealing with them and why? Working at ScotRail requires excellent customer service, and I understand that to deliver outstanding service, there will be times when I'll have to resolve complaints positively. When dealing with frustrated customers, I'm always conscious to remain calm. I'm aware that being frustrated or having an unprofessional manner back will reflect negatively on the brand as well as escalate the situation further. Instead, I'd listen carefully to the customer's concerns so I could fix the problem and find a solution. I'd smile and retain a bright and pleasant demeanour, since I feel this would help to ease whatever concerns the customer may be having. If a customer approached me and they were unsatisfied with a product or service, I'd politely ask what they disliked about it and what could be done to resolve the issue for them. I'd pay great attention to the customer throughout and display strong listening skills such as nodding to show that I understand, and I'd express empathy if needed. I'd start to work on addressing the issue as soon as possible and inform them that I'd assumed responsibility for the situation and that I would make sure it was rectified. I would always follow my training and the company's refund, exchange and other policies when dealing with a customer complaint. And I believe I would love this since I find it rewarding to resolve difficulties and turn complaints into positive outcomes. Throughout my time dealing with the situation, if there was anything I wasn't sure about, I'd approach my supervisor or line manager for clarification. Now, in preparation for your ScotRail interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. How do you handle the stress of working in the role and all that comes with the job? Tell me about a time when you needed to communicate a difficult decision. What was the issue and what made the decision difficult? Why do you want to work for ScotRail? What is your biggest weakness? What are your main strengths that will help you to be competent in this role? Describe a time when you've worked as part of a team to complete a difficult task. Tell me about yourself or introduce yourself. How do you deal with conflict with a co-worker? As you're aware, this role was extremely demanding and challenging. Tell me about a situation when you worked hard to achieve a difficult task whilst under pressure. Tell me about a time when you had to complete a task within a certain time frame. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Describe a situation when you've delivered excellent customer service. Can you describe a time when you've demonstrated flexibility in the workplace? Please provide an example of the types of procedures that you adhere to currently within your working day. Are you aware of ScotRail's company values and can you tell me all about them? So the next thing to do, if you'd like to download example answers to these, plus all of the toughest ScotRail interview questions, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now, head through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download these slides and get access to 35 ScotRail interview questions and high scoring answers to each question in a PDF guide. This is suitable for all job roles within ScotRail, and you can literally have access and the slides in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview, and also, more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, so I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job interview within ScotRail, please feel free to put the job title below in the comment section where I'll get back to you. And finally, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best with your interview. Have a brilliant day.